Today, we are going way back to the time when Call of Duty Zombies was first getting big. Before Gobblegums, before the armor, before zombies had a million different systems you had to understand just to play the game. There was a time when you loaded into a zombies map with a pistol, 500 points, and absolutely no idea how long you were going to survive. And two games defined that era more than anything else: Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. For a lot of people, Black Ops 1 is where zombies became legendary, but Black Ops 2 gave us some of the most iconic maps and ideas the mode has ever seen. So today, we're settling it. Black Ops 1 zombies versus Black Ops 2 zombies. We're comparing the maps, weapons, gameplay, atmosphere, Easter eggs, replayability, and everything in between. And by the end, only one of them can win. So let's all go way back to where this battle really started. Black Ops 1 released in 2010, and this was the game where zombies really started becoming something bigger than just a cool bonus mode. World at War obviously started zombies. I mean, we can't take that away from it. But Black Ops 1, this is where it felt like Treyarch kind of realized, like, wait, people really like this mode. And then they went all in. You start with Kino der Toten, which might be one of the most recognizable maps ever made in zombies. And Kino is ridiculously simple compared to what we have today. It's turn on the power, get jug, hit the box, pack a punch your weapon, and try not to die. That's basically it. But that's also exactly why Kino worked. You didn't need to watch a 45-minute YouTube tutorial before playing it. You could bring somebody into zombies who had never touched the mode before, and within a couple games, they understand what they are supposed to do. And yet, you could still spend hours trying to get to a higher round, and that's what something that Black Ops 1 absolutely nailed. It was easy to understand, but it was hard to master. And then you look at the rest of the map selection. We had 5. You are literally fighting zombies inside the Pentagon as JFK, Richard Nixon, Robert McNamara, and Fidel Castro. Just saying that out loud sounds ridiculous. But that's what made old school zombies so good. It wasn't afraid to be weird. Then you had Ascensions, one of the best training maps of that era: huge open areas, the lunar landings, PhD flopper, and of course those annoying monkeys that would come in and steal your perks. And I don't think anyone has ever been excited to hear those things coming. Then Treyarch gave us Call of the Dead. You literally had George Romero is chasing you around the map. You have an entire celebrity cast. It's snowy, it's dark, it's completely different from everything we've gotten before. Then you got Shangri-La, which is basically Treyarch saying, "Oh, you think you're good at zombies? Good luck." This map gives you about 3 inches of room to breathe before something is trying to kill you. And finally, the moon. And we're not even on Earth anymore. You're fighting zombies on the moon. You've got low gravity, the hacker, the astronaut, Area 51, and the Easter egg where you literally blow up the Earth. Think about how much zombies evolved in one game. We went from running circles in Kino to destroying the planet. But the biggest thing Black Ops 1 had going for it wasn't even necessarily the maps, it was the atmosphere. Black Ops 1 Zombies was creepy, the maps felt lonely, the sound design was unsettling for sure, the zombies looked terrifying, the mystery box actually felt mysterious. You'd hear Samantha laughing, and that sounds creepy itself. You'd find radios around the map. There were hidden messages everywhere, and unless you were watching YouTube videos or spending hours looking for clues, you probably had no idea what half of it meant. That mystery was a massive part of zombies. The game wasn't constantly explaining the story to you, it made you want to figure it out. And back then, the community was constantly trying to piece everything together. Who is Rick Toffin? What is Element 115? What happened at Der Rise? What is Group 935? Why are we on the moon? There are so many questions, and that's what made it so fun. Now, nostalgia can make us pretend every old game was flawless, but Black Ops 1 wasn't. The movement feels dated compared to Black Ops 2. Some of the maps haven't aged perfectly, and depending on the map, getting set up could become pretty repetitive. There's also wasn't nearly as much to actually do on some maps. If you're playing Kino, once you have your perks and pack-a-punch weapons, that's pretty much your game. Now you're just going to survive. And that's where Black Ops 2 enters the conversation, because Treyarch took zombies and started experimenting a lot. Then Black Ops 2 releases in 2012, and Treyarch clearly didn't want to just make Black Ops 1 zombies again. They wanted zombies to become bigger, more complicated, more ambitious, and sometimes that worked incredibly well, and other times we got Transit. And I don't even know where to start with this map. On paper, Transit sounds incredible, a gigantic zombies experience connecting multiple locations together. There's a bus driving around the map, you can build things, there are secrets everywhere, you can travel between different areas. In 2012, this sounded insane. And then you actually played it, you're running through fog, there's lava everywhere, those little denizens are jumping onto your face, the bus leaves you behind, your friend is screaming from 3 towns away, and you're running through the fog wondering what decisions in your life led you to this moment. But here's the weird thing: even though Transit has a ton of problems, it's memorable. People are still talking about Transit to this day, And I would rather have Treyarch take a massive swing and occasionally miss than give us the same exact thing every year. Because without that experimentation, we probably don't get what comes next. Then there was Die Rise, and Die Rise might be one of the strangest zombies maps ever created. You're jumping between skyscrapers, the map is extremely vertical, there are elevators moving around, and one wrong step can end your entire game. You can survive 30 rounds of zombies, then miss one jump, and that's it. Game over. Again, not everybody loved it, but Treyarch was clearly trying new things. And then everything changed. This is where Black Ops 2 Zombies went into another level. You're on Alcatraz, the atmosphere is incredible. You have Afterlife System, the Hell's Retriever, the plane, the Golden Gate Bridge, Pack-a-Punch, an entirely different cast of characters, and one of the coolest endings zombies had ever seen. Mob of the Dead didn't just feel like another survival map, it literally felt like an experience. You had objectives, you had things to discover, you had an actual reason to explore the map, and visually, the map still holds up incredibly well. This was a massive turning point, because you can see the beginning of what modern zombies would eventually become. More quests, more buildables, more story, more things to do besides running in circles and surviving. And then Treyarch somehow followed it up with another monster, Buried. This map is almost the complete opposite of Mob of the Dead. Instead of dark Alcatraz, you're in an underground western town. You've got Leroy helping you around the map. You've got the Paralyzer, the Ray Gun Mark II, the bank, the chalk weapon system, and Buried lets you become ridiculously powerful. You can get set up extremely quickly, and sometimes that's exactly what you want. Not every zombies map needs to beat you into the ground. Sometimes I want to load in, get completely overpowered, and destroy zombies for an hour. Buried does give you that, and that is what makes it insanely replayable. And then Black Ops 2 finished with Origins. This map changed zombies forever. You had the 4 elemental staffs, the giant robot walking across the map, the Panzer, generators instead of a normal power switch, crazy places, a massive Easter egg, and the return of Richtofen, Dempsey, Takio, and Nikolai. Except now they're different versions of those characters. Origins is basically where Treyarch showed us what the next generation of zombies was going to look like. Black Ops 1 was mostly survive for as long as possible, and Origins was survive, but also here's about 47 other things you can do. And depending on what kind of zombies player you are, that can either be amazing or annoying. So if we're comparing the map selections, this is extremely close. Black Ops 1 gives us Kino, 5, Ascensions, Call of the Dead, Shangri-La, and the Moon, plus the classic World at War maps depending on what version you had. That's an incredible lineup, but Black Ops 2 had a much lower floor and, in my opinion, a higher ceiling. Transit and Die Rise are extremely divisive, but then you have Mob of the Dead, Buried, and Origins. 3 maps that people are still putting near the top of the zombies rankings more than a decade later. So, for overall consistency, Black Ops 1, but for the absolute best individual maps, I think Black Ops 2 has the advantage. Now let's talk about the weapons. Black Ops 1 has some absolute classics. The Galil, Commando, HK-21, RPK, Ray Gun, Thunder Gun, and the Wonder Waffle. One thing I miss about old school zombies is how exciting hitting the mystery box felt. You could get something amazing, or the game could completely disrespect you. You'd spend 950 points, the box starts spinning, and congratulations, here's a China Lake. Good luck. Black Ops 2 improved the weapons variety though. You had the AN-94, the PDW, the LSAT, the HAMR, Ray Gun Mark II, and obviously each map had its own special weapons. The stats alone gives Black Ops 2 a massive advantage here. Then you've got the Blender Got on Mob of the Dead, the Paralyzer on Buried. Black Ops 2 simply gave you more interesting ways to kill zombies. So weapons, I'm going to have to give this one to Black Ops 2. Then let's take a look at gameplay and replayability. This is where your preference actually matters. If you want pure zombies, I think Black Ops 1 might actually be better. You can load into Kino right now and understand everything almost immediately. There's something relaxing about that simplicity. You don't need parts, you don't need a guide, you don't need to remember 12 different steps. You just play. Black Ops 2 asks definitely a lot more from you, especially once you get into Mob of the Dead and Origins. But it also gives you more reason to keep playing. Maybe one game you're going for high rounds, maybe you're doing the Easter egg, maybe you're building the staffs, maybe you're upgrading them, or just maybe you're just wanting a different strategy. There are simply more options. And for this, I think I'm going to go with Black Ops 2 here, just for the fact there's a lot more to do in the game. This category isn't even close for atmosphere. Black Ops 1 wins atmosphere almost 100%. Black Ops 2 has some incredible environments. Mob of the Dead especially might have better atmosphere than almost any individual Black Ops 1 map, but across the entire game, Black Ops 1 just feels like zombies, dark, mystery, creepy, simple. You never quite feel safe. I mean, I remember being a little kid and literally being scared to play Black Ops 1 Zombies by myself. But even the menus and music had this unsettling feeling to them. There's something about that era that Treyarch has never completely recreated. And I don't think that's only nostalgia. The game was designed differently. Black Ops 1 wanted you to feel like you were trapped somewhere you weren't supposed to be, and Black Ops 2 started making you feel more like you were going on an adventure. Both are good, but for zombies, give me the horror. Now let's get into Easter eggs and the story. This is where Black Ops 2 starts pulling away again. Black Ops 1 laid the foundations with Ascension's Call of the Dead, Shangri-La, and Moon pushed Easter eggs further and further. And Moon's Easter egg was massive for the time. But Black Ops 2 made quests an a central part of zombies. You had different sides of the story. You had Richtofen versus Maxis. Mob of the Dead had its own storyline. Origins completely changed everything we thought we knew about the characters. The story became much more important, and the Easter eggs became much more ambitious. So I'm giving Black Ops 2 this category. So now we have to answer the question, which game actually had better zombies? And this is harder than I thought it would be, because Black Ops 1 might be the better representation of what zombies originally was. Simple survival, great weapons, creepy atmosphere, amazing maps. You could hand someone a controller and say, don't let the zombies kill you, and that's basically all they needed to know. There's something special about that, but Black Ops 2 took the foundation and pushed it further. And yes, sometimes it pushed it straight into a giant cloud of fog while a denizen attacked your face. But Black Ops 2 got it right. It really got it right. Mob of the Dead buried Origins, the staff, the Blunder got, the Ray Gun Mark II, bigger Easter eggs, more replayability, more things to discover. So if I could only keep one zombies, I'm keeping Black Ops 2. But barely. Black Ops 1 wins when I want that classic zombies experience, but Black Ops 2 gives me more reason to come back, and I think its best maps are just too good to ignore. But that's my answer. Now I want to know yours. Black Ops 1 zombies or Black Ops 2 zombies? And don't just put it that way. Tell me why you picked it, because I already know this comment section is going to turn into a war. That's going to be today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, go up and click that like and subscribe button, and peace out.